All right, guys. So it's time to give you a follow up on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. Now I've had this phone for a little over a week, and I've been running about, but I've still been using it regularly. And I wanted to give you kind of a 7 day review on it. So the first thing I want to start with is the call quality. Now, the reason I'm starting there is because I recently switched to AT&T from T-Mobile after all those years, and I've been experiencing. I feel some type of way about AT&T service, and it's strange because I had a Cricket account for 3 years, I think it was, and Cricket was great. But AT&T, on the other hand, I've experienced some of the simplest things, and I actually went into an AT&T store, and they told me, "Oh yeah, we don't know if the store is blocking." I went into Walmart, and every time I go into Walmart, I just have no service. Period. And then sometimes up here in the office, it's kind of shaky, so I have to turn on Wi-Fi calling. But it's still better than T-Mobile service that I had in the house. T-Mobile service was almost non-existent in here, so the AT&T service is fine. It keeps popping up. It has this 5G thing up here, but that's basically just LTE. But I am getting like between 60 and 80 somewhere in parts of the house. In most of the house, I get about 60 to 80. And so that's fine. I can stream high definition with no problems pretty much anywhere in here. And I don't use the Wi-Fi in the house because the signal is so strong. But, I could. And with that being said, I think the AT&T service, it might just work for me. But if it turns out that it gets really bad, I'm just going to cancel and try Verizon full time, because I do have Verizon too, but they work great throughout the entire house. So, nonetheless, the call quality on here is really solid, really strong. It's just when I go in certain places, like when I go in Walmart, like I said, there's no service. But overall, call quality decent. Now, onto the device itself. The performance of this thing has been good. I mean, I have no quarrels whatsoever. Basic things like social media and all those types of things are getting done on this device like every other device. So this isn't something that this device isn't going to get any kind of special treatment because, it's the Galaxy S20 Plus. Everything works just fine. The Snapdragon 865 in here, coupled with the, I think it's got 12 gigs of RAM, it's fine. No problems whatsoever. No issues with performance. Everything is flowing right along. Now, battery life is something that has been really good on here. Let me see here. The phone lasts me about 24 hours total on a single charge. And as you can see here in these numbers, some of these are overlaps. So, and I'll discuss where I had the settings of the resolution as well. But overall, about 5 days of this 8 days, or this last I think it's been about 8 days since I had this. 5 of those days have been on 1080p at 120 hertz. I just like the 120 hertz for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I just really feeling it, and so I've let I don't charge the phone every night because I don't need to. I'm ending the day with at least half a battery almost, and then I go into the next day with it. So my screen on time is between 6 and 7 hours of screen on time, which to me is actually really decent. So, and that's saying something because I'm keeping the phone at 120 hertz. And I did. Now the other few days at the beginning, I tested it out at 1440p at 60 hertz. So I didn't really notice a difference in the battery. I got really good battery between 5.5, 6.5 hours of screen on time, or roughly the same. But overall, battery life is going to be great on this phone, and it just keeps getting better and better. So I'm impressed with the battery. And again, the resolution, I have it set. I've just left it after I switched to the 120 hertz. It's not that it was difficult to go back, but I can clearly notice a difference from 60 hertz to 120 hertz. 90 hertz, not so much. I couldn't really tell too much difference when using other phones with 90 hertz, like my Pixel or my OnePlus 7T. Those phones are smooth, but they're just not as smooth as this 120 hertz. It's just not happening. So I've gotten used to it. And I just feel like, wow, this is just super smooth. Hard to depict on video sometimes, but overall, it's been great. Now, cameras is where I've tested the phone out a lot, and I did put it against my Pixel 4, and it's good. And the video is where this phone really wins. I've actually shot a video with this phone for the channel, and it comes out great. It's a matter of preference, but I still think it comes out great. I think The cameras on here, just as good, if not the same as my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. You know, it's a matter about what you want to use them for, though. But I use them for video, and so you know, I think that the cameras on here are just fantastic, man. They may not measure up in some areas for photos, but video recording is where I use the phones the most. And the front camera on here is fantastic for video. It's 4K at 60, unlike my Note 10 Plus. I'm hoping that they give that update to the Note 10 Plus as well, so we can have you know, the 4K 60 on the front. And I'm also hoping that the Pixel gets the 4K 60 at some point or another. It doesn't look like they're going to do that anytime soon, but it's coming in the future. But this phone can record 4K at 60 on the front and the rear. And you know, you can credit that to the Snapdragon 865 and any other optimizations that they have for the phone. I think this phone is great. Overall, my calls are good, my battery's good, my performance good, the camera's good. What else could I not like about it? You know, I got a skin coming because I don't like to wear cases all the time, and that'll take away that slipperiness. But other than that, I'm fine, man. I like it a lot. The Dolby Atmos, the speakers sound good. Everything is just really good flowing with this phone right now. You know, I've heard some people say that they're having major issues with their Ultra. In my comments, people are commenting about the Ultra. You know, it just seems to be the Ultra or this. And you know, I would just tell a person, get the smaller variant if you just want to get into the or get into one of these new devices. But overall, I got such a sweet deal on this. It costs less than the S20, so I grabbed this one instead. So I just feel like the S20 Plus, with it being middle ground, it's the right move, you know, because the S20 doesn't have the option to operate on the millimeter wave. It doesn't have, you know, the higher speeds. You don't get that on the S20. And so if that's something you're concerned about for future, you know, future-proofing your device for 5G, if that's important to you, some people have voiced that opinion about that, and I'm totally fine with that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But go middle ground then if you're unsure or uncertain about the Ultra. That's up to you. This is the center of the book, center of the page for Samsung. And I think they knew what they were doing by bringing this one out. You know, it's an expensive device, but most of us got a good deal on it. You know what I'm saying? So where no one's paying, not a lot of people are paying full cost for these phones because there are way too many good deals out there, and you just have to hustle up and get your deal. So a follow-up video, 7-day review on this thing. It's great, man. I mean, I don't have any complaints about this thing so far. I like it a lot. There you have it. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. 7 days with this thing. I think I'm getting a lot done with it. I'll be back in the flow of things. I'm ready to test it out at about a month or 2 months. I want to see how well it's going to do 2 months from now, 3 months from now, when we start looking at the Galaxy Note 20 Plus. We start looking at that phone coming out. How's this phone going to stack up? Some people feel like it's just another version. It's going to be another version because that's what they do. The Note line mimics everything in the S line pretty much. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.